Hello, my name is Rachel and I will be doing my brand analysis on Duracell and Energizer. First, I will give you a little bit of history on Duracell, the company of Duracell. The company was started in 1920 when Samuel Rubin and Phillips Roger Mallory decided that they wanted to create something that was bigger than them. That started their partnership, and in 1965, Duracell was introduced as a brand name along with a drive to create different programs and products. And so they created a battery that would be supplied to different types of products, such as like walkie-talkies, flashlights, etc. In 1969, Duracell was the first battery to take part in Apollo 13, so they were the first battery on the moon. And then in 1973, the Duracell Bunny was born. And now I'd like to analyze their social media. Duracell, I looked at two platforms when doing this analysis. I did Facebook and Instagram. And so their Facebook has about 6 million followers or likers. And their Facebook page includes a lot of information on the company. Their About page includes not only how to get a hold of the company, but like a brief timeline as well of big events or life events, as well as the link to their website and their Instagram as well. Their posting on Facebook is pretty spotty. It's maybe once or twice a month, which is not nearly enough posting on a brand's part. The responsiveness to the comments and concerns on their Facebook posts they're good, and they both respond to positive and negative comments. One of the situations that stick out to me was when there was a natural disaster or crisis. Duracell decided that they were going to help out the community, and they decided to post on their Facebook that they were on their way. And many individuals who were in the community that were affected decided that they were going to comment on Duracell's Facebook post, asking them questions about where they would be and what type of products they would be bringing. And Duracell was able to communicate with the community through their Facebook page. And so I think that was a really smart thing on their part, which is really good. Now their Instagram, Duracell's Instagram shares the exact same content as their Facebook page. They have 2,540 followers, which is significantly less than their Facebook page. But they were able to create a community on their Instagram page that was slightly different than their Facebook. And so they were able to post content like just brand analysis stuff. So they were posting their icon, they were posting their slogans. They do this thing that we students call block posting, where they take one picture and break it down into individual pictures. And so that way when you upload it to Instagram, it's a huge picture of individual pictures. And I'll show you that right now. It looks cool at first, but it can get a bit funky if you add any other pictures that makes it uneven, like this. Um, and so that could kind of mess you up. The main audience that Duracell tries to target would be anybody who uses a device for power. The brand has tailored their advertisements for different clients. One of them focuses on parents, and so they did an advertisement of a very tired parent swinging a baby swing back and forth because the battery was dead. And so the parent has to manually yet gently push the swing so that the baby is content. By using this type of advertisement, Duracell was able to target a very specific audience. The type of company engagement, it seems like the company is very much involved within the brand and the Duracell community, especially on their social media. So that's really well. And then the type of content that is being shared, all the content is regarding their own product. The advertisements they share highlight their confidence about their products and how they're impacting the community with those same products. And this is important because when you when you ask a community to support you, you have to support them back. And so by sharing this type of stuff and reaching out to the community, you're actually giving back as well. This makes you more reliable as a brand. And then the type of posts that they're being commented back on is, they're both positive and negative. Duracell does a really good job of responding to all the comments and concerns and questions, whether it be in a serious or humor-filled manner. They do a great job of reaching out to their audience. And now for the SWOT analysis. The SWOT analysis includes the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that the brand faces. And so one of the strengths would be the fact that Duracell is able to interact with their audience. Not many companies can say that. And their time response to these responses are really well too. Some of the weaknesses would be the lack of posting on their part. They're supposed to keep their brand alive on social media, and posting once or twice isn't enough at all. Some of the opportunities that they create. Duracell was able to create an opportunity by reaching out to the community when that natural disaster hit, like I was talking about earlier. The brand could have just sent the batteries down, but instead they as a brand went down there as well. And here's a picture of that. They sent these batteries to the locations, and medical equipment uses batteries as well, so that's really important to keep those things going. And by donating, Duracell was able to create these opportunities. Some of the threats that Duracell faces would be conflicting with other brands. It's hard to differ between the brands when you're just looking at a battery. Well, which one is better? And when you need to remember to buy batteries, you're like, I'll just go with this one because, I saw it on TV. And that's the importance of your social media. You want to get your brand out there. And so some recommendations I have for Duracell to improve would be post a tad more often. This will get you more publicity, and more people will buy your product. And without having a page that's active, you're not going to do that. Another suggestion would be to update the About section in their Facebook page. The link to their Instagram was actually wrong, and so when I clicked on it, it sent me to an error page, which was really surprising to me. And so that would be my recommendation for their Facebook page, is to update that link. And this requires more work on their part instead of the community's part, and this will up that interaction. And now I would like to move on to Energizer. So Energizer it claims to be a global leader in dynamic business, providing power solutions with a full portfolio of products that Energizer provides. And so these products include like the rechargeable batteries and the different types of batteries that Energizer can supply. Their history page, or their content page on their website, did not give me a whole lot of history, and so I can't report as much as I did for Duracell. But from here, I'm going to move on to the analysis. So similar to Duracell, I'm going to focus on two platforms, and so I'm going to focus on their Facebook and their Instagram page. Now, Energizer's Facebook page has about 500,000 followers, which is kind of a lot less actually than Duracell. Their About page includes absolutely no information on the company, the product, or anything with any direction towards any other social media platforms. Their posting is not frequent at all. The last post that they had on their Facebook page was in February, which was a month ago. And then before that, it was in November, which is very much of a long time to wait to post something on your brand's Facebook page. The responsiveness towards the comments on their Facebook page, they do okay. They do respond to both positive and negative comments and concerns, but it's not all of them, so it's only a select few. The time, though, in which they respond is really, really good. So it only takes them about a couple hours to respond to these people, which is a positive. Now, their Instagram only has just under 2,000 followers. It's both a combination of advertisements about their product and their mascot is the Energizer Bunny. They do not share the same type of content that they do on their Facebook page, but some of the advertisements includes like a father and a son, and they're bonding, and they're under the sink fixing the faucet, and so by using this type of an advertisement, they were wearing the little coal miner headbands with the light on the front. By using this type of a advertisement, Energizer was able to promote that type of a interaction. And I think this is really good marketing strategy and what makes their Instagram stand out. So it includes a lot of diversity. The main audience that the brand targets, so Energizer targets anybody who would use an electronic device similar to Duracell. We don't get a specific feel of who they're exactly targeting in terms of like a specific audience, but we know, like I said, it's towards anybody who uses an electronic device. The level of company engagement that Energizer fosters can't really be told through their social media because, like I said, they don't post as much. So I would definitely up that type of a interaction. The type of content that is being shared would be the type of content that just a product, nothing more. A lot of it is based on their mascot, the Energizer Bunny. So that needs to be worked on. And then, like I said, they respond to both positive and negative comments in a timely manner. But if you don't respond to your community, you're not going to get that interaction with them and hear their point of view. Now on to SWOT. So the SWOT analysis, their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Some of Energizer's strengths would be the type of content on their Facebook page and Instagram definitely makes them stand out. Another positive aspect would be the responsiveness to the questions. They do it in a very, very timely manner, whether it's positive or negative, and they do a really good job of directing those individuals into the department that they need to be. Some of the weaknesses, with that being said, they could do a lot better job of responding to all of their customers or a majority of them instead of just a select few, and this would make their brand more respected and reliable. Some opportunities that Energizer creates, I think, by opening that door to interact with your customers and consumers, you will be more respected as a brand, and so that way you can get more feedback once you interact with them, and then you can improve your products and your services as well. So that's one of the opportunities that they can open the door for. And then some of the threats. Energizer seems to be the weakest of the two brands. They face trying to pull ahead of Duracell, which can be very hard when you're competing with a very top brand. And so with that, some improvements that I recommend to Energizer would be improve the amount of responses that you put out there. The more you engage with your community, the better response that you're going to get in terms of products and sales. This makes you more reliable if people are they want to come to you with your concerns. Also, I recommend restructuring their entire Facebook page because it seems to be a little bit messy and it doesn't include the right information. Also, when looking for a Facebook page, when you type it in, most brands that are the official page come with that little blue verification check mark that lets the audience know that this is our real page. Energizer does not have that. Duracell did, and so your audience won't be confused when looking for your right page. They won't have to go out there and actually search. For me to find it, I had to actually go to the website and then click the little Facebook link, and that's how I got to it. When you don't have that, your audience gets lost, and so they might confuse your official page with other pages that might not have the right information. And then another thing, it's kind of off topic, but it's very important to brand analysis. The two, Energizer and Duracell, both have the same mascot. They both have a bunny. And so when I expressed my interest in doing the brand analysis on Duracell and Energizer, I talked to one of my peers, and they were like, wait, don't they both have a bunny for their mascot? Are they the same brand? And I was like, no, I don't think so. And so after further research, I realized that this is an issue because if you can't differentiate between your brands, it's very unsuccessful. This just goes to show the importance of the very fine details within brand analysis. Another thing would be both the brands should manage their social media through Hootsuite. We've talked about this a lot through our classes, but after doing a little bit more research on Hootsuite and then looking at their brands, the social media brand pages, they are very unorganized. And Hootsuite offers the opportunity to become more organized. It can manage over 150 social media platforms at a time, especially those ones like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and much, much more. By using Hootsuite, it allows the companies to manage all of the platforms and make sure that the content that they're posting and the information that's on there is updated. And so that would be my last recommendation for both brands. With that, I conclude my brand analysis on Duracell and Energizer. I hope you really enjoyed it. And good luck on your all's brand analysis as well. I hope you actually learned something from it. I know I did. I'll definitely take a lot away from this assignment.